Hey guys, I'm in upstate New York hanging out with Barlow Girls. How are you ladies doing?
Good. Thank
Good.
you.
I'm so glad you could join me today. So I know everyone always asks you guys this question, but what is it like all being sisters and working together?
It is so much fun.
Yeah, actually,
like
we
honestly, like it was good that our parents had us work on getting along when we were kids, because
we fought like crazy
yeah.
when we were younger.
But now that we've kind of worked through that, I don't know. I just couldn't imagine doing this with anybody else. Like,
Yeah.
I love being in a band with my sisters. I love that we're creating these memories that one day when we have kids, we'll be able to tell them we were cool once in a rock band.
And I think that's nice too because, you know, being sisters, we're really honest with each other, sometimes brutally honest, but it works, you know, because you're constantly communicating, you're constantly working things out. And so, because we know when the band is over, we're still going to be sisters. Like, you just can't, like, that part's not going to, that can't end. So you have to work on your relationship, which it's good that we're forced to, you know, work through things. And so I think we just get closer and closer.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it seems exciting. I know you guys have a very close relationship. How has this improved your relationship with the Lord by being sisters? Do you guys pray together? Do you guys help each other in your faith, things like that too?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
And our parents travel on the road with us too, and they're our tour pastors.
Ah.
And so every morning, you know, for the last how many years, like 12 years?
Yeah.
Every morning we've been praying together and listening to teaching together and worship together, and it really has grown our family really close together. And, you know, through the hard times and through the good times, like, it really has just driven us to, you know, fall in love with each other more, but also to, like, for the good of what God has for us and the calling He's placed on our lives.
So being a band of all ladies, I hope you realize that you are role models for other young women. When you guys were younger, who were some of your role models or other bands that inspired and influenced you guys?
You know, it was funny because I think a lot of kids, you know, growing up, they have bands to look to and pop culture people to look to. And it was one of those things in our household that we weren't allowed to have, like, teen magazines and all that stuff in the house. We actually, if we had them, that would get, you know, taken away. And we were given books about Joan of Arc and Mother Teresa. And so those were the books that we read. Those were the people. We read about Martin Luther King. Those are the movies that we watched too. I mean, we only wanted to watch, like, true stories or documentaries about these people who changed the world. And so, honestly, those were the people that we looked up to when we were kids, is Joan of Arc.
Our parents wanted us from a young age to really see that life is so much more than pop culture. Life is so much more than fame. That they wanted to begin to point us early on to the people who really make a difference. And, you know, songs are great, and, you know, number one hits are awesome, but, you know, people like Mother Teresa, people like Joan of Arc, those are women that really stepped up and changed history. And so from a very young age, we were studying these people. And so those are the men and women that we really aspired to be like from very early on, that influenced our music, influences how we write, influences how we live our lives, our message. And so I would say that those people are really to the core of us, our influences.
So what kind of things do you guys do to influence the lives of others outside of just performing? Any community activities, organizations that you're involved with?
Yeah. Well, from
Mercy,
Mercy Ministries is a ministry that we've been very involved with for a few years now. We started as a family praying for them, and then moved into now with our tours of raising funds for these homes that take in women free of charge that are just struggling with eating disorders or cutting or abuse, unwed mothers with nowhere to go. And so they take these girls in free of charge. And then outside of the band, our family's always been really big in feeding the homeless. My mom is the kind of person where she would give everything away. You know, she sees somebody who's hungry and she can't not meet that need. And so since we were young, my parents have had us very active in really in that role of noticing people in our community, in our city, and we're being outside of Chicago. There's a lot of needs to be met there. So we as a family have done that for many years, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's something that I know I want my children to be very aware of and to do as well.
Well, you guys express a lot through the lyrics of your songs, which I love. So let's talk about your music. What can one expect when they come to see one of your concerts?
I think there's always going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we love to rock out. That's just what we love to do. And so there's always that part, the fun aspect of it. But I think what we've come to realize in our career as musicians, that we have such a short window of time to be with these people that have come and paid to to listen to our music, and if we as the church are coming together but nothing significant is happening, then we're kind of doing our work in vain. And so we really decided that it was our concerts, we want people to have moments with God when they come to our shows. We want them to be able to meet God wherever they're at, that whatever they're struggling with, whatever they're going through, that somehow they can meet God there. So yes, we have fun, yes, we love to rock out, but really there will be moments with God at our shows. I mean, we even have prayer time at the end where people can come up, and if God has been stirring something in their hearts, they can come and get prayer. I mean, I think that's what we as Christians are supposed to do as the body of Christ, is encourage each other and point each other more towards God. So that's kind of what we decided to do in our shows.
And we really want to see our audience moving into the callings that God has on their lives. That's really our biggest passion, is that, you know, everybody's called to make history. Everybody's called to make a difference, whether it's in the community around you or on a larger scale. Everyone's meant to be or do something. And so that we see that happening a lot in our concerts. We like to share our stories through our songs, and we see a lot of people stepping up going, I want what God has for me. I want to know my calling. And for us girls, there's nothing greater at the end of the day.
So you guys are on tour right now with Voda and Stellar Cars. Yes. You guys having fun with that?
Yes. So much fun.
This is second to the last day, and we're like, we're going to be so sad. I miss you guys. Yeah, it's been a great tour.
They're a great group of guys.
Great, love the Lord. Yeah. Just their passion for the Lord, their ministry is amazing, and it's just been a great tour.
And they're hilarious. So there's definitely been a lot of...
All our brothers.
Yes, there are a lot of like big brothers. So there's been a lot of like, you know, goofing off and teasing.
What are some of the fun things that like one can... what are some of the fun things that you guys have experienced being on tour with these guys?
We've gone bowling a couple times.
We have.
Really fun.
Do you guys
really
compete against each other?
Yes, we have teams.
And the girls win? Or you guys split up?
We split up
Yeah.
as girls.
Yeah.
There's 4 or 5 teams,
Yeah.
and they all have names and slogans, and
We're
such nerds.
It's awesome.
But it's a really nice stress reliever, and you know, community builder, because the days are so busy. It's nice to really have time together, you know. And
that's been fun.
we do that, and we all love coffee, so we all you know enjoy having a good cup of coffee, and they're goofballs. Like, they definitely love to like tease us.
Oh yeah.
Their big thing is once they're done playing sports, which they do every day, and they're sweaty,
This is disgusting.
they'll definitely try to rub their foreheads on our arms or like get their sweat all over us. And, it's lovely, but it's like being on the road with your big brothers. You know, what are you gonna do?
So are you guys going to be going in the studio anytime soon? What can we expect coming up in the future?
We'll probably start writing soon for our next album.
Most likely this summer we will begin to write again, and I would say sometime in 2011 we'll be back in the studio doing another project.
Fun. Any new tweaks or sounds or anything you want to add in your new upcoming album?
Maybe the ukulele.
Yeah.
Maybe the ukulele.
I learned how to play the ukulele the last couple months, and last night the power went out.
During the show.
Well,
no, before the show.
Before the show. So we had no power, but our sound guys were brilliant. They ended up wiring somehow through our bus generator and getting enough microphones or whatever that we could do an acoustic set.
Bus power.
So I'm like, now is the perfect time to see if I can even play the ukulele on stage.
So she attempted it.
Yeah, it was really fun. So maybe in the future we'll be doing more ukuleles.
Yeah,
something. I don't know.
But I think with each album more and more, you know, that's the...
You can experiment.
You can, and that's the fun thing about being in the studio, especially
It's
after
such a
we've been
freedom.
touring now for, you know, how many years, and you learn so much through touring that it's really nice to begin to apply that to the studio and be like, okay, we love, because that's how you find out what works, what people relate to, is you try it live, and oh, that doesn't work, or oh, people really like that sound or that style, and that's how we really find out what we want to do for the next album, is really the experimentation that happens within the tours.
With that experimentation, do you feel like there's been a large growth from your first album all the way up to now?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I feel like a different person.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we're more secure in
There's more confidence.
There is. I mean, I remember on our first time, I was so scared. I mean, you know, being girls, this is a man's world. Like, I think we're the only all-female band. There's no, you know, there's no guys in our band. There's no tracks. It's just us. And so that's very intimidating, especially going into a studio where it is a man's world. And I think on the first album we were like, what are we doing? So scared.
Definitely had some meltdowns.
Yeah, definitely some tears in the studio, which, you know, our poor producer's like, okay, I've only worked with men. I'm not used to people crying when the take is bad. But he got used to it very fast with us.
But now
to now, there's so much more about, like, I can enjoy it because we're on our, we're going to be going on our fifth album. Wow. And within, 7 years, that's just a long time to really build your confidence and to know, like, I may not be the best, but this is where God's called me to be, and I can do it to the best of my ability, and that's what I can give. Yeah. And it's, I don't know, I think there's just a different freedom, and I think we're enjoying it more, to be honest. Even on stage, I think we're enjoying playing more.
Yeah.